I want to take a look now at news-related trending topics this week, and to chat more about this, we're joined by SABC News senior multimedia producer Matiba Sibanyoni. Matiba, as always, pleasure having you on the program. What's trending?
Thanks, Blaine. Well, it's been a politically heavy weekend this past weekend, with the weekend starting with the hashtag I benefited from Zuma, as well as we suffered under Zuma. You'll see that there's a bit of a contrast. In the morning on Saturday or so, people started posting statements of how they benefited during former SA President Jacob Zuma's term, and some people posting pictures of their houses, some people saying that they graduated because of his efforts, some people talking about ARVs, that they were able to access ARVs because of his efforts during his term. But then later in the day, a different group or crowd came up with the hashtag we suffered under Zuma, and they were basically posting the opposite of what the group from earlier in the morning had been posting, saying that they suffered. A lot of government departments were not working properly during his term. A lot of problems, including the Nkandla issue, where we had a fire pool, if you remember, that a lot of money was wasted. So it was a bit of a general tour between two different groups on Saturday. And you know that former SA President Jacob Zuma was due to appear in court for corruption, for that corruption case this week, which has now been postponed, I think. So that was quite interesting. So another thing that came up shortly after that and continued to trend during Sunday was Karen. And Karen is referring to Karen Megan, the journalist who posted a thread about the CR17 bank statements which have been sealed, and she's saying in her thread that most political parties had access to those statements and they were aware of what's in them. She also noted in her thread that there was no evidence of any judges who had been paid or based on the statements. So it was a heated debate. Some people started accusing her of being paid by the Cyril Ramaphosa faction, or actually defending what had been happening the previous day with the war between I believe, Zuma and, or I benefited from Zuma's government, as well as I suffered under Zuma's government. So it was quite interesting to see that happening throughout the weekend. And then late last night and earlier this morning, and I think it's still trending, you'll see Kusela Diko is trending. Kusela Diko, the president's spokesperson, whose husband, the Chief Thandi Sizwe Diko, who has passed away. It's reported he passed away last night. And on Twitter, a lot of people, there's mixed reactions, but a lot of reaction coming in. People saying, having very little sympathy towards his death. In fact, just a few hours ago, Gavin Watson started trending. And you remember Gavin Watson, who passed away a while ago. And some people saying they still don't believe he has passed away or has died since. So people are saying, is this the Gavin Watson issue? This is because, as you know, that he's been implicated in the PPE scandal, where there's corruption allegations, and so people are wondering if he's passed or not. But a lot of people saying that regardless of what you've done, when a person passes away, it's still a very sad moment, and people should sympathize with the family instead of bringing in corruption issues. But then on the other hand, there are people who are saying that a lot of nurses passed away because they didn't have the protective gear. And so who sympathized with them during that time? So it's quite a very interesting space on social media, a lot of heated debate happening. And then earlier this morning, Unseal Unseal started trending as well. And this is after, you know, that the president posts or publishes a letter every week speaking about different issues that are affecting the country. This morning, the letter was focused on judiciary and people having to respect it. And people saying that on social media, posting that actually the president should unseal his statements. So it seems over the past weekend, almost every debate goes back to his bank statement from the CR17 campaign or coming up, and people saying he should unseal them and there'd be no need for debate. And it's quite interesting. And then from last night, an interesting and very topical trend came up, Matric. You'll know that the Matric results are due to be announced this afternoon. SABC News will have those on our website. We'll have a live stream going. So if you visit sabcnews.com, you'll be able to view the stream as well as read about it and what the pass rate is. And you know that with the 2020 class of 2020 faced a very different challenge with the COVID pandemic, where some of them missed a lot of schoolwork, a lot of class. They missed a couple of exams compared to previous matriculants. So it should be quite interesting. There are a lot of people posting messages that if you haven't called me throughout the year and I'm a matriculant to check out how I'm doing during these difficult times, then there's no need for you to call me to find out whether I have passed or not. The good thing about it, though, is that a lot of bursaries are being posted on social media, people encouraging matriculants, those who've passed, to go and apply for bursaries as they get prepared for their varsity years. So stay tuned to SABC News and visit sabcnews.com, and we should have a whole lot of that. We actually have a special report that's focused on the matric of 2020 and how specifically how COVID-19 has affected them and how it continues to affect the current matriculants who are coming up this year.
Matiba Sibanyoni, thank you very much indeed. Be well. All right. Let's